Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LCS matchup.
Side where they can start a fight out, very, very quickly with Huhi, with a Q flash from Contracts. I think those types of plays are easier to start. And we also have to
clear, so Licorice is in an amazing position here.
Yeah, Licorice is going to be able to get that. The trade-off is that Lily is still farming and Spica is just sitting here. He's not actually getting any camps. So it's that trade-off of, how much experience advantage can you get? They're trying to keep Dokla away from the tower.
Oh, he snuck back in.
That was pretty nicely done. The question is he too low?
Can he get two?
They're going to try to juggle the turret aggro. One more auto attack. Ren for first blood to Sven.
Oh, he was very close.
Yeah, obviously they're willing to sacrifice that Poppy more because of the 2v2 bot. That's the big concern is that MF would get slammed in this 2v2. If they pull off this dive, this is massive. Oh, he cleansed nothing.
Okay, but he dodged the stun, and now NRG are in trouble. They have to bail with the teleport coming in from Jensen to stop the dive from being persisted here. Huhi is forced to flash, so is FBI. I don't think NRG should be fine, but the root lands, and FBI is in trouble. Dignitas are turning around every play set by NRG.
Dignitas teleport out from Dokla as well, maintain that 2-level lead, and get yet another plate most likely.
Yep, he'll be able to get that plate no problem, has the Demolish proc, has that level lead, and they're trying to push up here because Spica is in the area, so they don't want to allow FBI to get back to the tower, so FBI is going to be denied that full wave. Huhi could try to play some shenanigans here and hold the wave outside the tower range, but then it becomes a waiting game, and eventually you will have to let it crash, and that's what he realizes, because if you tank that for too long, then they just dive you, which is what they're going to try to do anyway.
Can FBI bail out his support in a 3v2? Huhi's already taken a lot of damage. Spica is popping the ulti for pressing guard, flashes away from the last turret shot, and now FBI is under the tower. Do Dignitas have enough spells and HP to re-dive onto FBI?
They'd love to try.
They're going to go for it again. The AD carries are taking up the turret aggro. Very clean by Dignitas.
That was so well done. So yeah, you prevent the first tower goal from going to Sven, but instead it just goes to Licorice, and you lost 2 waves in an already really rough game where you're already down a ton of experience. He's denying the entire wave before allowing that tower to go. So then they're just going to get that tower. Also really scary.
And just a reminder for everyone at home, this is just the first round of the lower bracket. The winner of this will advance to the second round, which will be next Saturday. And then we've got another couple matches in the upper bracket next weekend as well. The first brick is claimed by Dignitas. FBI already forced the flash away, and Huhi could be next if they get one more slow. Flashes away, but Sven is going to hop, jump, and skip forward to help Isles pick up the kill on Huhi.
Dignitas absolutely stomping. Mid lane has a kill, jungle's not behind, and they have all the objectives.
I would honestly love to hear from the stats team, what was the largest gold lead we have seen at 10 minutes? Because this is ridiculous. It is so rare to see a 5,000.
Confirmation that it's the largest dig gold lead of the split at 8 minutes, which was 2.9K.
Okay.
We'll get that at 14 minutes as well if they keep expanding, because Spica is in.
He's going to charge into the fight, pops the Crescent Guard, and blocks a lot of the damage from range. Isles is able to pick up the first kill. Bullet Time rips through, but Lycra is undeterred. Spica does fall, but it's a sacrificial lamb for the greater cause of Dignitas.
It is absurd feeling. Like, none of the numbers themselves read super high, but you get to a point where your Q is healing people for 800 when it feels like, and it's kind of your whole team. So if they get into team fights and they stay kind of grouped up with the Cassante and Xin being able to catch all of the Senna Qs, with this gold lead, they will be just unkillable frontline.
Yeah, I mean, you just put out so much desperate play. Huhi has a pretty good angle to maybe come in from behind. But Sven and Isles are playing towards the bottom side. They know that Huhi could be on that top side, and Spica is looking for a potential wraparound, so they could get preempted on the play.
Yeah, FBI might be isolated under the tower here. Huhi sends it on the Magnastorm, but everyone else is diving FBI under the tower. The tower is also gone, and here comes the collapse of the top laners, but the fight is already losing for NRG, so Dokla has to scram. Contract's doing everything he can to hold the line against the tier 2 tower defense. But the rest of Dignitas are not even concerned at all.
And everybody at full health. The gold difference was so huge in this fight. Poppy ult knocks back 2, so it's now even numbers.
And Contract is in trouble, still has flash, finally pops it, looks for the sleep onto Licorice, but this is a Cassante. Okay, it's enough damage. NRG are able to stop the siege for at least now, but Dignitas at all.
Their Isles, 2,317 gold at 14 difference between the supports. A record of this split. Not surprising. That is a pretty enormous amount of gold.
That NRG did not execute cleanly.
The counter punches were unfortunately to their own face in this game.
They missed the target and punched themselves.
Uppercut straight to yourself.
Jensen is forced to flash away. Maybe we'll see this advantage from Palafox, but now it's double teleports from both teams. The healing from Isles Global Ultimate gives Jensen a big shield. Palafox and FBI now have the man advantage against Licorice, and he oversteps his boundaries. NRG are able to pick up one, and Jensen is now cut off. He's going to look for the teleport. Can they get in range? Dokla has flash. If he sees it, flash wall slam! And stops Jensen in his tracks.
Okay, that's a mental victory.
It's 5v3. Both soul laners are dead. Neither of them have TP. This is actually a window back.
Let's see if Sven, Isles, and Spica can hold themselves against NRG. They have a massive gold advantage, but it's a 5-on-3. Sleep onto Isles. He can be the first target, but they turn right onto Spica. Eliminate the jungler. Eliminate the spike contest from the side of Dignitas. Sven and Isles are
No
still...
reason to flip this, though, for Dignitas. I mean, surely they're going to try to turn. Maybe Licorice all out over the wall?
Contracts has been many situations where he steals it, but Spica secures the Baron. I thought that Contracts might have had it, but now the jungler for NRG is gone, and it's a 5-on-4 in the map for Dignitas.
And now with the Baron buff and a massive gold lead, they're going to knock down all of these outer towers. They're going to extend this gold lead.
I mean, law of averages. If there's enough...
And look to try to put the finishing touches on this game.
Sven, Jensen, and Isles currently pushing into the tier 2 tower. Spica will join them. Licorice is joining from the other side as he's actually teleporting in. Or Jensen, I should say. He's now
strong at applying this side pressure, and he's actually just letting them break these turrets. This might be the look for NRG. Watch Uhi.
Oh, nice flash, though, by Jensen to dodge the wall slam of Dokla.
He's going for it anyway.
Uhi, massive Magnet Storm, but the bullet time is already used, so there's no real damage to follow up. Contracts is trying to get into the middle of all 4 members, but Licorice is now making the collapse. Big shockwave from Jensen, scatters NRG around, and Licorice here for the cleanup. He's got the broom, and he's sweeping it all under the floor. A double kill for the top laner of Dignitas, and this game is finally over.
Dignitas clean up NRG, push on the Nexus, and they're going to take this first game in convincing fashion.
Absolute stomp from the Dignitas squad. There is not even a chance that NRG was going to come back, and Dignitas will move ahead 1-0 in the series.
Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LCS matchup.
And they will still have plenty of hard engage to be able to force these team fights. So the only real question is, will they have the damage?
Back towards bot, like they just do the Gromp.
Through another ward.
You know, unless he tries to go top. And if he goes top, it's actually way worse for him because he's fully warded out. So Dokla should just be able to back off and waste even more of his time. Dokla knows that he is here. If he dies to this, this is
inexcusable.
I mean, the Q lands onto Dokla. He's got help with Uhi arriving, and they turn the gank around, throwing up the white flag emo, first blood.
Yeah, really well done.
Compositionally, it's the CC that lands from the bottom lane, and they're the best lane to potentially play through. And then Spica, because he's been set behind, needs to hit level 6 before he can do anything. So it's a bit of a tricky situation.
Isles is flashing in, but Dokla on the bottom side of the map with the equalizer will burn Isles to a crisp. And Sven is forced off of the fight, bailing out FBI.
Because the wave was stacked and had to be pushed out from Licorice, then he just TPs back to answer. So that's great stuff from Dokla on a pick that has not been successful for them.
Now Contracts is here to further accelerate the lead for FBI and Uhi on the bottom side of the map, protecting them as they crash this big wave. Contracts is level 6. They're going to take out the tower with the Tempered Fate so he can go for an easy Glacial Prison onto the flashless Sven. FBI and Uhi brute forcing their way through Isles, and Sven is no longer in this world. Now Palafox is coming in to help the cause. 4-man dive onto one. Isles is going to try to stall with that depth charge, but it will be all for naught as Palafox picks up a kill as well.
Really good stuff here from NRG.
Well, now what does Dignitas do? Because they still have the benefit of having a lot of go buttons on their side, so they can always force engages, but they just need to make sure that they are picking the right fights and not getting completely isolated as Licorice is going to skate through the wall, flash his Electro Harpoon, but that sets him up for an easy target of the Glacial Prison into the Tempered Fate. He's going to stall time with the Impale, but surely he goes down to the last bullet of FBI.
That was honestly pretty well done from Licorice, trying to buy as much time as he could. I thought maybe he had a chance to get out when the Glacial Prison actually got Bard ulted, unfortunately, but still, NRG sent enough members there. One thing that is going to be working for Sven is he's going to be these plays, responding to these moves that are being made by their opponents, and it does feel like as a result, NRG is often having that extra man. You can see a lot of the first item completions coming through there. We just saw the Shiv bot up, the Triforce is completed.
Yep.
We have the Zeke's purchase. So difficult. And also that bot lane tier 1 is so low that Dignitas wants to pick up that gold, but Isles just based, and now Jensen is stuck out.
He tries to slink away, but cannot escape the Winter's Wrath. Contracts picks up another kill.
The highest correlation for winning or losing is actually whether or not who he is ahead or behind. When he's in a good state or when he's doing good things.
So went back and was looking at the games that he did have these gold leads, and a lot of it was playing like Ashe and playing Senna and playing double range bot lanes and these types of things where they could push and could create these advantages, where I think he's more unlocked on the map, like we see this lane.
Because now he's going to try to threaten Licorice, who is forced to flash again, but the Glacial Prison locks him down. The Tempered Fate is going to make sure the turret does not deter them from getting the kill on the top side of the map. This tier 2 turret is also going to fall. And Dignitas on the other side of the map, they're trying to get whatever objectives they can. Yeah. There were a couple. It didn't win them the game, but they at least got the mental win that they were still being competitive despite being down that much gold. Can Dignitas do the same? I don't think so at this point, but Jensen managing to survive before he finally burns down to the equalizer. The tier 2 turret falls thanks to the Siege of NRG, and now the rest of Dignitas are just getting absolutely cooked by Dokla's Rumble, and the rest of NRG continue the onslaught. Nice Cosmic Binding locks Licorice down, and NRG don't lose a single man.
They have been...
NRG does have a bounce back game, and I think critically, again, Palafox is having another solid performance, and he's looking strong. He really has been like, man, when you get behind as an ADC, it's like you have a pea shooter. That thing feels awful.
He doesn't even have Tabby or anything. He's just got Merc Treads.
He's got a Triforce. He's got some HP.
I don't know what he's
doing, because the expectation versus reality for this Dig roster was very, very far apart. I think a lot of people had faith in them, you know, all the way up until last week, really, where they got absolutely decimated in their series last week. And then people started saying, okay, well, maybe it's actually not going to come together. But they have so many veterans, so much success on this roster.
Oh, what a combo! The Tempered Fate set up the rest of the Wombo from NRG right on top of Sven. No way.
Impact, who's mostly just playing tanks all the time forever.
But he's won with Rumble.
But he's also the most successful LCS top laner ever.
Sure.
And it looks like Sven might be caught out again. It's the same story. Tempered Fate and the rest of the ensemble picks out the AD carry once again. NRG now have 5 men to 4, and they can look to turn this into a Baron play as,
Bye.
Isles is next on the menu, and now it's 5-3. Surely this is a Baron play.
Looking like it.
Well, Dokla is going to stall for time, and the rest of NRG are going to see if they can collapse and bail out their top laner and preserve his perfect KDA. And just the threat of the collapse alone pushes both Spica and Licorice off, and now Licorice is in trouble. NRG are just picking up kills one after another across the map, and I don't think Spica's going to have enough time to get out with the recall.
Yeah, Ui's too fast.
Ui's just going to stall some time here. Donates the kill over to FBI. Does take a little bit more time, but NRG, they're playing with their food at this point. They don't know if they need
the rest of the team, so they guarantee the Baron here pretty well. No one from Dignitas really even looking like they're going to take a peek until it's already going to be gone. NRG now 11,000 gold ahead, 23 minutes in. This one is looking like
there's a bar tunnel, though, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Azir just goes pretty fast, but we'll see if they can get fast enough.
Ult it.
Well, yeah, they got the Drake.
All right. They don't even care. They're going to try to catch Sven again. He dodges the Tempered Fate, and he flashes away.
It's pretty easy for them to look to force something. And Spica is not with them. Spica is going for one of these long-distance plays.
There's an arrow on the Dokla. He gets cleansed by the Mikhail's Crucible. Licorice is trying to separate the 2 AD carries with the suppress on the Impale. Spica is sending it into the backline, but the Equalizer is now going to separate the competition. Good shuffle from Jensen, but I don't think it's enough, y'all. NRG are still just cooking Dignitas alive, and the curtain call will find a couple more bullets. The 4th one doesn't hit, but Spica is blinking low on HP and doesn't have a way back to the fountain. He's getting corralled by both Palafox and Huhi. But maybe he can look for at least one more kill. NRG, they're having fun with it. They do not get the quite unhittable perfect game with 21-0. They do give over a kill, but you know what? NRG, they get stomped in the game 1. They're going to stomp them right back in game 2, and the series is tied 1-1.
21-1 is absolutely a destruction of Dignitas here in game number 2 to extremely.
Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LCS matchup.
Have as much CC as possible to line up the flicks on any of the 3 squishy members on Dignitas. So I understand why he did it, but Dokla greeting this TP a little bit. I think the ability to deny the Cassante would have been bigger. He gets experience himself.
There was a flash from
should
Licorice.
probably live this.
Did he fail the combo or what happened there? We didn't actually get to see the start of that. I'm not sure if it was like a Q flash into a W after. I would love to be able to rewatch that. You know, it's hard to blame that one on Dokla because they obviously didn't have eyes on where that ward was. So he TPs, he gets spotted. At the same time, he's getting the XP on the other side. The question is, can they dive him and make it game 1?
Yeah, Dokla, we know he has the slam, but he also took the steadfast press to try to block any
One back.
dashes, but at least it's a trade back from Contracts as he takes a knockout punch to Spica's face.
Spica did not get out of range of the tower.
Palafox mid Dokla, and now both supports. All eyes are in this mid lane because if Palafox is unlocked, then he gets to be a roaming monster for the mid game.
And he will be level
If you go out on a really bad note, that can sour the taste of GMs or coaches or whoever who are making these roster decisions. And especially for really storied players, you don't want that to be happening, but here comes NRG.
Yeah.
And Palafox has Weaver's Wall at the ready. Who he goes in for the engage first. Spica is knocked up, and the Weaver's Wall bounces him back. Well played by Dokla to slam him into the wall. Spica tries to get the Lilting Lullaby off, but it's not enough, as now Huhi with the flash pulverize will set up the next kill on Isles.
And that's Palafox making...
Not quite down a huge deficit, but they're starting to feel the pressure that NRG are slowly winning out on some of these fights. As Huhi tries to lead the engage onto Spica, but he bullies his way back into the Dragon thanks to the teleport of Licorice, and that guarantees them the second Dragon of the game.
Yep, numbers advantage there for Dignitas being able to even these Drakes out and keep this...
Give respect to the flick combo as well coming out for Palafox, but he should be fine collecting the next wave coming in.
Yeah, backs it up. Oh, Cassante going all out.
Licorice all out on Dokla as you called it, but he's going to throw out the question mark frog because there's no more wave for Licorice to play through, as now the all out will time out, and Dokla should be fine. He's going to slam him into the wall, get some decent damage back. And he might be fine just enough to defend this turret by himself, but now Sven is collapsing in, and they want to get this first turret brick. Dokla under fire. Sven steps up, a couple more auto attacks. The bullet time plays right in the flash path to guarantee the kill. And this teleport, that's too late!
Oh no, the TP.
They could set up for a trap. If the rest of Dignitas funnel into that corridor, maybe you can send it with a Huhi combo. Palafox is also getting ready. He has Weaver's Wall, but now Contracts. He's got to be careful. He Vault Breaker's right on to speak up, but he's all by himself until Huhi comes in with a 2-man knockup. The Weaver's Wall allows Palafox to collapse, and he's going to find Speak on the back half, throwing that threaded volley. Isles is on the run as well, but manages to flash away. The rest of NRG now have to separate away from Licorice and Jensen, who wants to join into the fight. Isles goes back in, sets up a stun onto Huhi. That maybe gets the kill for Dignitas, and they get traded one back. Isles doesn't even die in the exchange.
Really greedy there, but a successful play by Isles to even the kills in this fight.
Arrow?
They're going back more.
Lands on his Sven, but good cleanse and sidesteps the flick from Palafox. NRG are forced back off.
Yeah, Palafox even committed to flash there. 500 gold, in fact. 1 dragon apiece. So it really is going to be about the setups here in these later team fights. There's, I think, more playmaking for sure on the NRG side. But the potential for an explosive team fight is absolutely there from Dignitas, especially as Jensen scales up. You know, as Corky's getting later on in the game.
Yeah.
You have so much.
Drake, I wonder if he's going to have time to TP in.
Could just be a 4v4 potentially, but Jensen is backing off to look for a TP maybe. He's going to TP now.
Yeah, they want to stop it.
It's matched by Dokla, who's also teleporting in. Vi sends it. They look for the seismic thrub combo onto Spica, but he's still surviving. The Ignite is ticking down, but he will not fall. Palafox is going to try to cut off the fight and separate the backliners from getting in. Palafox gets taken out and blasted by the double marksman composition from Dignitas, and somehow they persevere through the energy onslaught.
Yeah, they hard commit there on to Spica, spend all their spells on the jungler, hoping
Jensen
to
passing Bjergsen for second all-time in the LCS for career kills.
Oh, Isles.
The testament to his career, as Isles is now in trouble. NRG looks like they just got a free pick as Isles was trying to look for vision control.
So it may have been some IE. The second item here is done for Jensen as well.
Flash onto Jensen. He still has flash. He's trying to get to his team. Isles will try to bail him out with the Magnet Storm, but the cease and desist will lock Jensen further down, and the seismic shove is true. Big shutdown goes over to Contracts, but Sven will look to equalize it. Still has the bullet time, is waiting for the right angle, but FBI finds another kill on the Isles. Spica, maybe he can turn around with the Lilting Lullaby, and the bullet time is only going to get a couple members on the front line. backline, but Licorice is going huge into the backline, demolishes the two backliners, and NRG somehow lost the fight.
Cassante Gaming, Licorice arrives with 2 full items. He might be taking Dokla out as well for a delayed triple kill underneath the turret. Why the hell not on the Cassante right there? And it looked good at the start for NRG. They're going for that pick onto Jensen.
Positioning pretty well to keep Sven from being able to just let that bullet time rip. We're back to live though. Jensen caught again.
No.
And they're punishing him since he doesn't have flash from the skirmish prior. And now NRG, they have man advantage on the map.
I'm really excited for the remaining matches in playoffs as we get down to it.
And Contracts wants to send it on to Speak at the Blast Cone, punts him unfortunately back into Huhi, so they get further CC set up. He's going to try to stall it with the Stasis. Good bullet time and Magnastorm combo gets a decent amount of damage onto Contracts, but Sven is being occupied by Dokla, who now punts back to safety of his own team, and Sven cannot contribute any further into the fight as Licorice, can he pull off another miracle? Can he get another Cassante Gaming moment here? But the seismic shove will catch him, throw him back into the arms of Contracts, and they get the beat down on him. Jensen is back from the first pick that we saw just 30 seconds ago, and he's able to trade back on Huhi, but he's slammed into the wall, and NRG now have a window for Baron.
They could maybe go for it.
On the precipice of grabbing an Infernal Soul.
Dokla might be picked out here, though.
He's going to stall as much time as he can, but Palafox, now knowing that his top laner is in danger, is going to try to create an objective opportunity on the bottom side of the map, further pushing the turret.
Dokla's dead for 30, and he has no TP when he respawns, and there's no TP on Palafox either, so NRG are just going to have to try to fletch this. It's all up to Contracts.
Okay. Licorice this time is able to come around the other side of the Baron pit, force his Contracts out, no chance for a steal. Knowing that he's looking for a flank in through the bottom lane. NRG are going to take their time, slowly gaining control, and they're going to turn right onto Licorice, try to stop the flank before it even happens. Licorice is in trouble, getting absolutely pummeled, and the rest of Dignitas are now trying to burn the dragon before he can react, but Palafox cuts them off with the Weaver's Wall. Contracts is in the pit. Can he the smite! It goes over to Spica. The rest of NRG now have to fight through the bullet time as he gets interrupted by Huhi. Spica now finds himself in the backline. Licorice all out on FBI, brings him in isolation and takes him down. The rest of NRG are forced to run. Dokla is going to try to hold his own against Spica, but he cannot outrun the deer. Palafox flashing away from the crash down, but NRG are just playing for scraps at this point, and Dignitas, can they try to end the game right here, right now?
That's the question. That went down to 1 HP, and I don't even think, or the passive, but Dignitas do get the soul, do win the fight, and are marching on the base.
Palafox and Contracts would have to pull off a miracle, but it doesn't seem like Dignitas are confident in ending the game outright. They're going to continue extending their Baron play through the bottom side of the map and take out another turret.
How all the BF items collected, this is kind of where you got all the Infinity Stones. If you channel this all,
arrow on the Isles.
Though.
Clean pick.
But there's nothing
man advantage.
That's the problem. There's nothing on the map.
They're continuing to play on Sven. He still has flash and he has cleanse. And he flashes away from the seismic shove. Good seed into a lilting lullaby is going to stop NRG from being able to phase. Teleport from Licorice. He wants to commit to the play. Contracts is popped by Jensen, but he still gets traded back by FBI. But now he's isolated as Licorice comes from behind. Sven still survives despite Dokla bringing him to low HP. So Dignitas turned their attention to the bottom inhibitor instead. It doesn't look like NRG's game is over just yet. Dignitas, we're going to have to look for another
flank here, but the rest of the team is so far behind the play, it's just going to be gone.
I mean, Palafox comes in with the Weaver's Wall, and it gives them vision. Do they want to still play for this? Huhi right on top of Sven, but Palafox cannot find the combo, and now Huhi is just absolutely destroyed. Palafox has the flash and run away for his life. Licorice is solo killing FBI in the back, even with Dokla trying to peel him off. But the rest of NRG are able to deal with the backline of Dignitas. Vin and Jensen got popped, and now they can turn on to Licorice instead. Spica has to keep the Baron buff because everyone else on Dignitas just got destroyed. I mean, steal over the Elder. He recalled. They're just conceding it.
And now you have this kind of small window during the Elder buff where NRG are supremely powerful. You know, they will run the show. The question is, can they actually push in Desperation Calls? Sven can just ult a wave. Like, they only have to defend this wave and one more. This wave is mostly already gone. So they are going to be able to push up and get the tier 2, but I don't think it has enough legs to even get them to be able to threaten.
100 gold that he can't even spend at the moment because he's collected a lot of bounties. So he is really, of any bright spot for NRG, been the one. And this could be a pick.
Decent pick on the Isles. He's getting blown up, and CC Chain tries to flash away, but it's too late. Now it's 5-on-4 for the side of NRG, but it doesn't look like they can find...
Everyone from here is going to be playing about the engage, and it's all about the execution in this situation.
It's going to be a flip.
Licorice is getting zoned off, 6,000 HP on the Baron. They have full vision. You can't imagine that they will continue it. Now it's 3,000 HP, and Contrax is in the Baron pit. Who is going to get the Baron? They stopped damage on it. They're trying to turn around for the fight. Dokla is getting zoned out. 2,000 HP. Contrax is flashed. Oh, he tried to flash back in and steal it, but it's secured by Sven. And now Contrax is solo by himself in the rest of the Dignitas Baron pit. But Isles is traded back. The rest of NRG now have to reposition around their new front line. Dokla and Huhi have to hold the line and guarantee that Palafox and FBI can't escape. Huhi is going to give his life for the cause. And Palafox might look for a pick, but Licorice is into the sleep. Dokla is going to take a nap, and he might just get blown up by the onslaught of Jensen. The rockets pour in, and he burns to the passive. Dignitas are looking for the win.
All their carries alive. Palafox and FBI, one last stand.
Palafox, no flash available. It's the shutdown from Jensen in the bloodiest game of the series, but it ends with Dignitas triumph, and they move to match point.
Wow, that looks...
Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LCS matchup.
List coming out for Dignitas. What do you guys think?
I like the composition here from Dignitas quite a bit. Adding Nautilus to
twice in a row.
But actually, like, not, you say you're joking, but that was actually what happened.
One time he teleported back to die faster.
Yeah,
like it was such a rough performance, but then he goes back onto Mages, Hui versus Zir, comfort zone right away.
Yep.
Good performance in lane.
They want to force something here. Contrax is going to stun Isles into the wall. Huhi gets the follow-up, and I don't think Isles has a chance to even flash away. Tries to trade an Ignite down into Huhi, and that sets up Sven for a trade kill back, but First Blood still goes over to FBI, and now Sven is in trouble. That's a double for the Baby Dragon, and Spica, unfortunately, is just a little too late.
We're just watching this one more time. It's just a nice little surprise gank there from Contrax. Uses the E well, gets the stun. And there's that flash in from Sven. Yeah, you got the kill.
Grub contest could be happening, so some power spikes here for NRG that I think they'd like to take advantage of.
Dignitas have all 5 members here first, so NRG are struggling on the entrance, but Huhi's going to throw out the ultimate, try and brute force their way in. Mom comes over the top, and Contrax is in, finds the Impale on to Spica, tries to bring it over to Palafox, but the turn from Spica forces Contrax out of the fight, as he now is able to secure a grub for himself. They try to turn on the Dokla. Huhi tries to jump on him back, but Licorice has already picked up the first kill alongside Jensen, and FBI is getting brute forced out, but now Smolder's trying to make his way back in. Meanwhile, the Baron pit is still a huge fight going on, and Contrax finally falls to the power of Dignitas.
At the end of the day, Dignitas gets Smolder on the other side, where Dokla could really barely be involved in that.
And a teleport coming in for Dignitas will force Dokla off to the safety of this tower. This should be first brick going over to the side of Dignitas, and because they have a majority of their members on this bottom side of the map as well, that's also second dragon going their way.
And you've got to say, despite the fact that NRG tried to facilitate a way where Dokla could get more out of the lane swap than Licorice, Licorice is now up gold. He has more farm. You're looking at an 80 CS Renekton here with no kills at 14.
Side waves, but because he's not actually ahead of the Poppy, he's not going to have priority. So I think if NRG wins this game, it's more off the back of Palafox and FBI.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you just kind of hope when you're that far behind in a Renekton that your carries are really strong, and then you can basically just play to peel for them, right?
Yeah.
You just play to hit whatever they're hitting, stun up Poppy if Poppy's trying to go for a stun on your carries. You know, try to protect them and just be a body that creates space for the Smolder and the Azir to consistently get that damage out.
Dignitas summon the Rift Herald that they just acquired into the mid lane, guarantee that the tier 1 is destroyed. And NRG is dragging very fast, and the control ward blocks out all vision. The Maokai ultimate is going to give them brief vision, seeing that it's 4K, and Contrax is in the pit. Flash Impale finds 2. Isles is going to try to stall the backline. Massive CC onto FBI and Palafox, and he tries to come in, swoop, and pushing Isles back in. Huhi's the first one to fall, but the Dragon is secured by Contrax, and NRG walk away with more kills.
That is a massive fight for NRG. Skarner's back.
Yep, I know we're going to be seeing more Flowers face on the POV sometime soon. Huhi might have found another pick on the Isles. He doesn't have splash from the prior skirmish. Sven tries to throw out an arrow, but I think the fight is already lost. Spica flashing over the red buff wall just to escape.
Looks like the momentum is turning towards NRG. Game 5 could be on its way, but that's also a little too early to call because it is just 1,800 gold, and the fights continue.
And Contracts, I'm not sure if he was able to steal the red buff away, but he's got Spica locked in this wall. He's got nowhere else to run, and yeah, 21 minutes. Baron is alive for the taking, and NRG should be able to...
Incredibly difficult Drake to contest here.
Licorice trying to see if he
Look
can be
at
the first
Palafox.
one
Look at
in.
Palafox.
Palafox is waiting for the rest of the backline to swoop on in. Mom comes through, he gets slowed, but FBI got punted out by Licorice, and now NRG have to stall because one of their damage dealers was taken out of the fight, but no one else from Dignitas could really step on up despite FBI getting punted, and that's the second Dragon.
To see that he is coming over to be able to actually interrupt that. And getting the flash off Jensen is so big. Jensen has no Zonias. He really has very little defensive capability.
Engage from Spica, lands right onto Contracts, but he just speeds on out with his E. And now Palafox, he dashed in, he's forced to flash out, but that could be a big punish. Oh no, Dignitas capitalize on a misplay from Palafox, and now NRG are on the run. Another Severing Bolt finds its mark onto Dokla, and just like that, Dignitas get 2 free picks.
Palafox might have just thrown committing to the play. That was a complete panic moment for him, and now Digger on the Baron.
It's now up to Contracts, FBI, and Huhi to salvage this situation. Isles is looping around for a deep flank, ready for the turn. The arrow's back up again. It's on the Contracts. Big two-man impale. FBI's gonna pop Spica. Looks for Licorice next, but now it's up to Contracts and FBI. Huhi has been taken out of the fight. And just on the Elder Execute alone from FBI Smolder, it's enough to stop Dignitas from taking the Baron.
They're gonna keep
Even
chasing.
by losing Palafox, he teleports back into the fight, and now they have the advantage. Sven is caught out. Jensen's got nowhere else to run. Somehow, some way, NRG are bailed out by the power of the baby dragon.
And listen, this is why it's a team game. Because Palafox had been playing great, he makes what could have been a game or season-ending mistake, and everybody else on NRG steps
But
up.
instead, he doesn't ult. He flashes back out, ults, nothing dies, and then you think, okay, this could be it. He realizes, can be quite powerful late in the game.
Doko's gonna face check the brush, get stunned up by Spica, and he's gonna absorb it with the dominance.
FBI?
FBI might be in trouble, but the Death Charge does not lock him down for further damage as he just flaps away. Dokla's still in
Palafox
trouble
is
on the
coming.
left side of
Contracts.
the flank. Huge spiraling despair. Palafox arrives to the party, and now maybe NRG can regroup. Dignitas have already lost out on Jensen, but NRG loses.
Be enough to secure NRG this third Infernal Drake.
Yeah, it's looking like it will. And man, if you get a 4 Infernal Drake, Infernal Soul, you are doing so much damage, especially for FBI, who's already summoners up. You're really only going to die if you get poked down first, so I think it is smart. He is monstrously strong.
An arrow will find FBI, but he instantly cleanses it, and they turn their target onto Jensen. He flashes over the Emperor's Divide. Spiraling Despair right on top, but he's got the stasis to block out the damage. Licorice tries to slam into the wall, and they find the kill trait back, but FBI and Contracts are still alive, and they can rally and try and stay alive in this fight. Another flash slam right into FBI. They find their target. Dignitas persevere through the power of the dragon. Contracts is going low. Dokla tries to save the fight, and Contracts finds one trade before falling to Licorice's Poppy. And now Dokla, maybe he can find something on Seth. Big Dokes will stall the fight out for NRG. And now Spica and Licorice, eventually maybe they'll take out this Crocodile, but Dokla is really making them work for it. We've got another banger on our hands.
Never a dull moment.
NRG have to regroup. They need to remind themselves how to calmly play the rest of the game out. They have this huge late game advantage, but they've been constantly slipping up on some of these key targets against Dignitas, and they've been making the movements count. Engage onto Dokla. Mom pushes them back off. Dokla is falling to the Spiraling Despair. He tries to go in. Jensen is caught by Contract. Big target, and NRG are going to be able to take out Sven first, and now they're looking for the next target. I think that one is Licorice, and NRG now have a 5-on-3 advantage. Palafox tries to go in, finds the scoop on the Isles, but it's another target that they can drop in a body bag. Dignitas are now falling on
back up, but look at who he trying to find the angle and has flash available, so could look for Jensen if they go for it.
Yeah.
They're going to back it up. I think this is the right choice, absolutely. Yeah. Especially with Soul on the horizon here in 20 seconds. If you die going for Baron, then Soul is lost.
Yeah.
If you just give this up, you can go down towards this dragon and potentially move yourself to Soul Point here. So we'll see if NRG can get back out on the map
The
fast.
slow approach with that E, the Ishtal's impact still ready and available, but Spica secures the Dragon. The Infernal Soul is denied, and a huge objective bounty is claimed. Takes it. Maokai root stuns up the front line of Dignitas. Isles is rooted as they go in for the engage. Spiraling the Despair right onto Huhi, flashes back into the team. That big chunk onto Dokla, but NRG got what they came for and take down the inhibitor.
That Smolder is accidentally killing people.
Already used the arrow. The Keeper's Verdict was used upon out contracts, but he returns back to the top turret. The root from Huhi will stun up Spica. He throws out the Glacial Prison, stops NRG in their tracks. But they are just brute forcing their way through, and they only care about taking out the inhibitor at all costs. Dokla is fighting Licorice on the bottom side of the map, and he's got the power of the Baron minion wave to make sure that he can win and push him off. They're rotating over to seeing if they can take out this inhibitor turret as well. NRG now corralling through, looking for Licorice. Good W, blocks the dash in. Huhi goes in, contract. Now with the install impact, flash impact. Impale right onto the backline. Jensen could be the next target. He's getting bursted low. That's the execute. NRG might just have everything they need to close this game out. The first Nexus turret will fall. Dignitas trying to stand tall and endure the onslaught, but this Dragon is just pumping out the damage. And we're about to go to Game 5 in the bloodiest series we've seen yet.
12-1-7, make it 13-1-7, and he's still going for more.
Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LCS matchup.
On ensuring that all lanes are winning and they're pushing, and it gives contracts the edge in trying to invade and keep tabs on Spica.
I mean, I think this is going to be
these camps, he didn't get a chance to farm on the bottom side of the map. They'll be able to rubber band, get some more experience from the top camps, and try and look for another invade again. As Huhi now arrives to a flashless Jensen, a couple more auto attacks could be enough. The Guardian proc trying to tank up the turret aggro. Well played from Palafox and Huhi to draw first blood.
Death here, it's going to be the last game they play together, but for some of them, it might be the last game they play in the LCS. But if they are to win some of these games and make a run,
And Spica is found on the return of the red buff. Well played by Contracts and Dokla, knowing that timer was available, and they punished Spica for it.
I'm really
Contracts clutching up in such a big way. These last two Skarner games have been so good.
They're going for the
Jensen.
return. Jensen still doesn't have flash, and he already used the E. No way he gets out alive. NRG are just hammering in the pain in the mid lane.
Yeah, this is just
huge.
Just got to push in the wave. There's nothing that they should really be able to do. They see a lot of members up on the top side. They knew that they were over by Grubs. Spica kind of preempting the play because he's worried about the 1v1.
Yeah, I mean, Licorice is almost about to go down. Dokla! Big Dokes gets the solo kill, and yeah, he'll die to Spica, but he'll take that trade.
That is tough. I mean, Licorice was trying to screen, and Huhi has been everywhere.
Yeah. There's something that Flower said on cast last week in their series against FlyQuest for NRG. At the end of Game 2 when they won, he said NRG finally woke up just in time for playoffs. And I feel like everyone on this squad has been having such a big standout moment at some point in this series, as Palafox might be in trouble, but the Tempered Fate will buy enough time for Palafox to survive the dive, and now Isles is in trouble. He's flashing away. TP's coming in from both sides. Who is going to make the move first? Slicing Maelstrom from Dokla, but he's isolated onto two, but he at least trades one back on Isles before he falls. The bullet time from Sven zones Huhi and Palafox away from the fight. Of Grubs was already taken as well by NRG. So now it's equalized across both sides. Rift Herald is alive for the taking. Second Dragon also up, and Palafox, thanks to...
He is everywhere on this part. It's so frustrating. Even when he doesn't get a kill, he chunks you out. He drops some health shrines for his teammates. You know, they get healed back up. It's like constantly
already versus almost an entirely physical damage team. I don't expect Rumble to be dropping ults on the Skarner when he has the Jhin and the Corki to target. So Contracts with the 2-0 as well. Very strong start to this Game 5.
Yeah, Contracts looking good. It has to be said, though, it's not going to be the kind of...
Still have Vi-ult.
Yeah, Licorice doesn't have Equalizer, though, and Dokla is going to be able to walk back to the safety of his tower. Deadly Flourish right onto Sven. He doesn't have Cleanse this game. The barrier's still alive, but he goes right through the damage. Isles could be next, and the rest of NRG are trying to find the support as he flashes over the wall, but he might be in trouble because Huhi is incredibly fast. The flash Cosmic Binding for the slow. Deadly Flourish connects, and Palafox is there trying to pump the damage through the exhaust, but it's Contracts on the Skarner that rams him into the wall.
NRG's team play.
It's really a difference as Dokla goes in.
He might just get a kill onto them. Okay. He gets a 1-for-1 in a 1v2, kills the wave, stops the turret from falling, and now Contrex is
half a second too early. I think Isles was a little worried they were going to walk out of range, so he goes in early, but then Sven's not
He
quite...
can get over his mental block. They will come back. They will win the split. If they win this series, you have to give a little bit more credence to that, as NRG crashing forward here, going to take another tower. What is happening with that Herald? That seemed like an unusually long windup, or is that just me?
not sure. But you know what? They got the tier control space for this third dragon of the game.
But there is a pink in the pit, so Dig had no reason to walk up.
Spica gets grabbed by the Impale, and it's just easy food for Palafox to chow on. And the Temper Fate locks down Isles. Dignitas are just in disarray, dying one after another.
And they're pinging on Baron.
They can stop them. 10,000 HP still on the Baron.
Just look at Dokla and Huhi. They're setting up for a flank here. They're going to try to turn onto Dig.
Huhi, blast cones in. The target is Sven. He flashes on top of him. He tries to flash away, but he still dies to a shuriken. NRG turn off the Baron and are looking for more kills, as Licorice could be the next target. Isles and Speaker are back from the grave, but just to die once again, as NRG are absolutely
That's now going to be 6,000 gold and a 1 Drake advantage for NRG.
Yeah, the gold lead is just really getting further and further away. It's very, very tough. I mean,
how he positions, because a Tempered Fate, a Deadly Flourish, without any type of cleansing ability from any of their teammates, is going to put him back in the grave.
NRG now starting up the Baron.
No TP on
Licorice has no TP. He's got to walk this whole way. Baron doesn't die very fast, though, with the Jhin comp. So NRG's looking to peel. Dokla's on the side.
Yeah, he's ready to go over with the Blast Cone. Gets set up in position. Isles is looking around the Baron pit. 5,000 HP still on the Baron.
For a deep flank.
NRG, they want to look for the turn. Tempered Fate, it just forces Jensen to skate over the wall. He still has flash. Has to flash the Impale. Nicely timed. And Dokla's now trying to look for a flank as well. But Dignitas are going to try to isolate Dokla. He pops the stasis, but he's not going to get any mileage out of the Slicing Maelstrom. He is destroyed by Sven. And now NRG, they've lost ground in the river, and they have to give it back.
Was kind of sectioned off, and he just gets turned on, gets burnt down.
No flash.
Flash Magnet Storm, they know that he's a prime target. Contract tries to bail him out, but he doesn't have any ultimates to save it. Dignitas find a window, and now Palafox, he's walking in, but it's another throw. Bullet time rips him to shreds, and now NRG, they're falling apart.
Palafox just dove in there, doesn't even get the flash off.
Oh no!
Die. That could be the Baron if he just stayed alive with just the one pick. And Contract's
no flash, no ult.
No smite on Spica. He has no smite for a couple seconds.
They're still doing it.
Huhi is going to try to get into the pit. Magical Journey's away from the equalizer. Dokla can't get in, but Huhi delays the Baron take. It's still at 4,000. I don't think Dokla can get into the pit. It would have to be a stray shuriken, but it's... The smite is good from Spica.
They've got to run.
Dignitas secure the Baron, but
monster throw. But he's almost 16. He has 3 items. So there are still absolutely ways that they can actually win this. And Jensen needs to get back down towards bot side if they want to play for this dragon. Otherwise, Dokla.
Dokla is
he's stuck. Slicing Maelstrom is not going to stop the pick from happening. Now Dignitas have a man advantage on the map.
Yeah, that really hurts because if he's alive, they're actually in a decent position to fight for that, right? To potentially take this dragon still. But now it is going to be no soul on the horizon for NRG. And Dignitas continue to take more and more. Look at this Baron buff. Plus 4,400, and that's after all the kills they got in.
Failed engage. We didn't even get a replay of that moment. This comeback has been non-stop from Dignitas, clearing yet another turret.
I thought they were looking for a re-engage on Sven as they do hit that ult. So the equalizer is a whiff. At the end of the day, they do get the flash off of Isles, and now he's dead for sure.
They go back for another pick. This time it's successful for NRG. Isles is gone, and now the man advantage for NRG. Crux that could keep Dignitas alive.
They tagged him.
Tempered Fate. It finds Sven. He's in trouble. Spica turns right onto Palafox. Isles is trying to buy time in the backline. The Impale does not land on the Spica. He's fine. Jensen goes over the wall. The lightning crash, and now his target.
It's great. He flashed in, forced that flash on him. Isles has flash. Spica has flash. Licorice has flash. So who can capitalize on the missing summoners from these key carries here? Really could just... Now this is so risky. If you commit to this and it goes bad, it's game over. It's season over, but they're still hitting it.
9,000 HP on the Baron. Spica is starting to walk up now.
Licorice is going to solo the dragon.
Licorice is going to solo the dragon, but a teleport from Dokla. He finds the flank! Big Dokes into the Impale! Bullet time doesn't do a damn thing! And Sven is flashing running away.
They do not want Spica and Sven to be able to get this.
NRG are maintaining their composure in the highest stake game of this season, and they are pushing Dignitas around, maintain control of the Dragon Pit, and gain soul.
Man, I just love how they come back in and clear out all these wards, but it's impossible to get every single one, and that ward was the difference maker.
Licorice face checks, he gets popped! Another big Dokes moment as he gets the shutdown onto Licorice, but no one from Dignitas can even challenge.
And these death timers are really long. Jensen just respawned now after the Soul and Baron had been taken.
Now they're going to walk up, the tier 2 top instantly dead. Jensen's gone!
Oh, big temper fate from Huhi! Jensen has flash, gets away from the Impale, stays alive, and now pops the Lightning Crash, but that is
He's going to push hard.
Inhibitor turret will fall. The inhibitor will be next. Licorice spawns in 10 seconds. We'll see if NRG want to take their chances of pushing into the base, but they're going to back off for now.
NRG trying to make something happen here.
There's a flanked attempt from Dignitas, trying to see if they can wait for NRG to push up. Spica is going to send it. Palafox has flash. FBI is all the way in the back, safe. Spica sends it on to Dokla. He gets blown up, but it's a massive impale. Maybe NRG can survive. Palafox Valkyrie's over the wall, gets to safety, and FBI is able to fire on back. And in
base, they've got to defend the base. They can't actually get anything done off the back of it. They do lose a Nexus tower. It's a good snap engage. It's a great kill immediately in onto Dokla. But it's just that. It's just a kill. A little bit of gold here. They're going to lose a tier 2. They're going to lose a Nexus tower. The Baron buff will expire, though.
Do a teleport play with Kennen when the Elder Dragon happens.
It's worked out so well. Spica might be caught. The flash and pale. They find the jungler. The re-engage from Isles, but a good tempered fate stops it. But Dokla doesn't get anything from the slicing maelstrom. But NRG still lead with the kills. All 5 members still alive as Palafox takes pot. Licorice sends it. Flame Spitter cooks up the 80 carries of NRG, and NRG are falling. Dokla and Contracts trying to run for the hills. This could just be Licorice winning the game for Dignitas.
Oh my god, that play as they go in. Dokla win it for the ulti, but
going to show on bot wave, which might have given a window for this Elder to be contested. That's why Dokla's moving around now. Sven should be able to secure this to give them Elder and then possibly Baron afterwards.
No flash, no ult on Dokla, so I don't think there's any way they could win that 2v2. If you walk over, you just die. But that is heartbreaking for NRG. The miscommunication.
Licorice is about to show bot lane. I feel like they probably give this up. Who he can ult it to delay a little bit.
Maybe. Tempered Fate right at 1200 HP.
Missile.
Palafox,
QW.
Rocket! Spica secures the Baron for Dignitas. NRG.
But Dig have got to choose their moment. They've got to go soon if they're going to do it here.
They are running out of time on that Elder buff. Curtain Call is popped. Tempered Fate buys some time. The Equalizer right on top of FBI. Isles is trying to stall the fight, but Huhi falls and Contracts is next. Dignitas have 5-3. No GAs for the marksman of NRG. It all comes to Dokla and FBI. Can they pull out the Hail Mary? Spica sends it. Palafox is blown up. Dokla with the slicing maelstrom only finds one. It's it. Dignitas will push through. They dig deeper. They will bleed it out. But Dignitas will not throw this season away.
And they're taking their time somehow at the very end. What an unbelievable sequence and
These were the best highlights from today's LCS matchup. Click that subscribe button faster than Ramus can say, okay. See you on the next one.